Let's move on to main topic number 2. And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Steve Calderon, who writes, reports saying that Disney is moving forward with Pirates of the Caribbean reboot with Karen Gillan being eyed as the new lead. I love Karen and always been a big fan of her work. However, do you think she can carry a blockbuster on her own without having another big name star attached to her, especially taking over a film franchise like Pirates after Johnny Depp? All right, thanks a lot for writing that in, Steve. And yes, this needs to be made very, very clear. There are stories going around, report going around that Disney, which of course we've known for a long time, Disney has been looking at rebooting the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, or going in a new direction, a fresh start, if you will, with the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, sans Johnny Depp. Now, I don't really know what their direction is going to be or how they're going to go and all that kind of stuff, but honestly, for me, while I have loved the Captain Jack Sparrow character, it's been played out. It's gotten tired. And I think a lot of people felt that in the last film. It's just gotten tired at this point. It's a film that got Johnny Depp. It's a character that got Johnny Depp an Academy Award nomination in the first one. And his portrayal of the character has been charming and great, but a lot of people feel like it's done. And we saw that in the last film. So they're looking at going in a whole new direction. And they even had the writers of Deadpool on to try to write a new fresh start of it. They brought other people in and all that kind of stuff. But now there's a story going around, and it should be mentioned that this is not confirmed. Right now, this is just a story, all right? But let's take a look at this report that's been going around. Here's what it comes. It comes from the Diz Insider, which usually gives a lot of information about various Disney projects. But it says, according to insider Daniel Richman, studio is in fact going the reboot route and are currently looking for a female lead, and one name at the top of Disney list to lead the reboot is Avengers Endgame and Jumanji star, the next level, Karen Gillan. This is something I can also confirm. This is from the Diz Insider. I can also confirm, as I've heard rumblings of Gillan as early as last fall. All right. So right now we find ourselves in this situation where Disney wants to still have more swashbuckling pirate action adventure films set in that world of Pirates of the Caribbean. But at the same time, they know that their current franchise has run out of steam. Even though the last one still made a lot of money, it took a significant dip at the box office, and a lot of people felt like it was kind of tired out at this point. But they still want to go back to that world. So they want a fresh start. They want a new lead character. They want a new lead face. And they go with Karen Gillan. Now, I'll say this. She has really been upping her stock because everybody liked her as Nebula. But when we got into Endgame, there were a lot of MCU fans that said, actually, the standout character for a lot of people was Nebula in that. Karen took that to the next level. She took that character to the next level in Endgame and did a great job with it. And then, of course, she was standing toe-to-toe with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. She was fantastic in those Jumanji movies, particularly in the first one. So I think you got to ask yourself the question, if there was ever a time for a studio to jump into the Karen Gillan game and give her a shot to lead her own franchise, she's proven she can be a part of them. It probably seems like now's a good time to give her that opportunity. So if Disney feels like they need and they want to continue on doing a Pirates of the Caribbean universe and a Pirates of the Caribbean world that they live in, and they want a new character to do it, I think you could do a lot worse than a Karen Gillan right now. I mean, look, can she carry one on her own? Won't know till she tries, but she's been in a lot of big films, Aaron. She's been in a number of very big, high-profile films. She knows what the spotlight is. She knows the pressure. She knows the fan expectations of other, frankly, bigger franchises than Pirates of the Caribbean. She knows how to deal with it, and I think if you're going to take a gamble on her, now might be the time, and this might be a good time to do it. It still raises the question about whether they should even be going forward with any Pirates of the Caribbean movies anymore at all. Disney seems to feel they still have something there with that world. They just need new characters at this point. Aaron, let me ask you. Number one question is it time, the TMZ drama stuff aside, is it time just narratively for them to move on from the Captain Jack Sparrow character? If so, should they even be doing any more Pirates movies at all? And if so, what do you think the idea about using a Karen Gillan at this point to jump in there?
Well, the thing that we also, let's not forget that Pirates of the Caribbean is not just a phenomenally successful film franchise. it's also a really cute ride at Disneyland and Disney World. And so Disney, because they own both entities, have a really wonderful way of being able to tie those two together and therefore push whatever they want. And so I love the idea of a pirates film featuring a female pirate. There's so many really incredible stories about female pirates throughout history. Chang Sao, Anne Bonny, Mary Read. If you just go back and read their stories, they're phenomenal. They're incredible. And I love the idea that some of these storylines of these women who are pirates are going to be explored. And those are going to be, just like we saw whenever you take the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland, all of a sudden Johnny Depp's face is everywhere you go. They're going to start doing the same thing. This will be co-opted with a whole thing with the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. I do think it's time for Captain Jack Sparrow to take a little break. That doesn't mean that we're not going to maybe see him pop up in another, if this becomes one of another series of Pirates movies. We'll probably see him pop up here and there in some way. But yeah, I do think it's time to pass the torch. It'll be interesting to see what other characters and what other exciting, dynamic actors are brought on to fill around. But this is how stars are made, is someone does a studio film and the studio goes, oh, well, that went really well. Let's give them another studio film, or we have a deal with them. For example, like we have a 3-picture deal with this actor, so we're going to find movies to put this person in. And that person continues to show up, continues to deliver, continues to get positive feedback. And then it's time for that person to step up to the next level. They're not going to give a franchise of this magnitude to someone that they don't have full faith has the ability to carry it. She has more than proven her weight in all of these huge studio pictures that she's done so far. And I think that this is a great opportunity for her and a good opportunity for them to reboot the franchise with someone that they know they can count on.
Yeah, and I should mention here too, as much as I talk about, you could really feel in the last Pirates movie that it had tired itself out. That being said, and that's true, like when I was watching, I felt, yeah, this franchise is spent. I still thought the last film wasn't all that bad. Like as a final farewell, I still thought the last film wasn't all that bad. And it still made, I think, around $700 million. The last one, a significant dip, but it still made $700 million. And I'll be honest with you, it's the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise to me is a lot like the Transformers franchise. I really love the first one, and I haven't really liked any of them since. But the last one I actually thought was probably the best Pirates movie since the first. That's not saying much, but it's at least there. And I think if they decided to make another one, I think that would have been understandable.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I feel like it's time for them to try something fresh, something different, something new. And I think you're right. I think this world of Pirates of the Caribbean, there's a lot of characters to explore. And there's a lot of stories to tell.
And it's really not like, yes, Johnny Depp did a fantastic job and he really brought people in as Captain Jack Sparrow. But Pirates of the Caribbean is not about Johnny Depp. It was around before Johnny Depp. It will be around after Johnny Depp as far as a concept and a story. And so I think that this is a really, and now's the right time for it.
All right. Well, the question for you guys is this. What do you think about this? Now, of course, this is all, we're going on an assumption right now and just saying, for argument's sake, let's say that the reports are real and true, okay? And at this point, there has been no confirmation. We need to keep that very, very clearly in mind, that this has not been confirmed by anybody, and it may never happen. But let me ask you in the theoretical. If so, what do you think about Disney wanting to move on and kind of have a fresh start within the Pirates of the Caribbean universe? And in looking for a new person to lead it, what do you think about somebody like a Karen Gillan doing it? Jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.